Okay, we are back to talk about a little bit of Clash of Clans. Just drop a couple of these guys in there real quick, and we're going to take a look at the war we're in. We're playing a clan called the Galaxy Warriors. They really haven't done a whole lot yet, and the war's closer to the end than it is the beginning. You can see we got 5 stars left on the board. We cleared everything underneath it, so we're doing pretty good there. Enemy team, they're just either we've discouraged them from attacking by 3-starring too many of their bases, or they're just planning on doing all their attacks at the end of the war. We're not really sure, but we're pretty comfortable in this one. We think we've got a good win coming out of it. We still got 15 attacks left. Out of those 15 attacks, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Town Hall 9s. And all 7 of those Town Hall 9s, the lowest of which would be Cassidy right now. She's got level 10 King, level 10 Queen. She's got the level 5 Hog Rider, which means she can't go as high as this number 1 right here. This base was attacked by Slick Pro earlier. He got 85%, so wasn't able to finish the whole base off. But, like I said, we got 7 more cracks at these bases, so hopefully we can do it. But anyway, let's go back and take a look at the previous war. We're going to look at when we played the Healthy Centers, and you can see we got a decent little war log going on for this year. We've taken a couple losses, we're always going to. But we went 4 straight, and we ended up playing a clan called the Healthy Centers that did a really good job against us. So we're going to talk about and take a look at some of that. Here's our side of the map. They've got our number 1, got our number 2. Anal Destroyer, he happens to be a Rush 10. So what does that do? It brings a non-Rush 10 as his mirror. This guy right here, Cool Hand. And when you look at his offense, he's pretty much got 35 King, 32 Queen. He sandbagged his base by not building the Inferno Towers yet, but he has all the troop capacity to easily 3-star Town Hall 9s, and he did it twice, I believe. That's right, he did our number 1 and our number 2, so knew what he was doing, went out there and executed it. But you go down here and you see they had plenty of failed attempts as well, but it was enough to beat us. So they only left a few stars on the whole map, and that was Keza Khaleesi and Ninja Turtle. So looking at things like that, are we making the base adjustments we need to after wars to be able to trip these guys up a little bit? Obviously, some bases and styles we've seen, and we already have a pretty good idea on how to 3-star these bases. We'll take a look real quick at Shove. He was 3-star by their number 12. Let's see what his base looks like before the attack. So he's got his Queen in the center. That's always good. Clan Castle's right there, but it's an easy lure. So that's something you want to consider when building your base, is making it a little tricky to lure your Clan Castle if possible. And when you're building an anti-3-star base, not necessarily protecting the Town Hall is your most important thing you're going to do there. But you want to defend the 3rd star. That's more important than anything. So let's just imagine if we were attacking this base here without even knowing what's in the Clan Castle, anything. Let's pretend like we were going to attack this base. So what we would know, if we didn't know where the traps or bombs were, we would know that the Clan Castle is an easy pull. We can actually get that out with 1 Giant, 1 Hog Rider, either way. There's something in there that's 30 spaces, but it's going to be easy to get. Now there's the possibility on some bases they could have some little trick. Maybe right here have a hidden Tesla or something. Maybe on this other side do the same thing. So I've seen that where people have put their hidden Teslas outside the base, and when you go to pull it, you can't pull it because they get stopped by that hidden Tesla, and then you all of a sudden have about 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to reformulate the entire plan on the base that you had drawn up for it. But looking at this, we're going to imagine it's an easy pull, because even if there was a Tesla right here, you can get in here to this Wizard Tower, Archer Tower, You know, right here, you could go straight for that wizard tower and not even have to deal with if a Tesla was in that hole there. So, easy castle pull. Alright, your queen's on this side of the base. So, most likely what you would do, find a spot where you can lure the clan castle in her direction a little bit. This cannon right here has a decent reach, and it can probably get an archer going after this builder's hut right here. But nothing's going to get an archer right here by this laboratory. So that'd be your pull spot. So then at that point you got to consider what spells you're going to bring. Let's say you're using the Goho attack when you're using your golems and your hog riders and your wizards. Well, you got to penetrate the base enough to lure out this archer queen, and you've got to be able to kill this clan castle. So the clan castle is going to end up right up in this area here anyway. So, different ways to approach it. There's no one perfect way to do anything. But let's say you wanted to use the earthquake spells. Right on top of this X-bow, which by the way is set to ground. Right on top of this X-bow would be a great spot to drop it. But this right here is something we've got to get over soon. X-bow shouldn't be set to ground, because what does that do? That makes your base a target for Go Lava Loon and Lava Loon attacks. Especially if there was a Lava Hound in this clan castle and they figured that out on the first attack. Well, there creates several opportunities then for them to not even have to worry about the clan castle and just straight up Lava Loon the base with rages, or use the lightning spells to get past 2 of the air defenses and try to kill the queen with the pups. So X-bows have always got to be set to air and ground. I mean, sure, you get a little extra oomph out of it here, but it's just not worth it, you know. Even on a ground attack, the first thing this X-bow is going to pick up on is going to be the golem. It doesn't do that much damage, so while your golem's distracting it, your wizards are just going to be knocking everything out from behind anyway. But let's say we drop our 3 or 4 earthquakes right there on top of the X-bow. That would open up the chamber right to the queen. It would also open up this chamber and this chamber here. So once your clan castle's lured up here, you might want to drop your first golem, surround it with some wizards at the edge. Maybe drop your second golem over here by the gold storage. And that's going to start tanking your wizards as they move towards the base. Now once the wizards have cleared this basic line here, that's going to give you access to this chamber. So at that point, you're going to be able to drop your king, and he's going to move towards these structures. So once your king's down, your queen can go down. Your king is going to go after this queen with his rage ability. So once he gets within range and you see him moving in her direction, if you want to go ahead and knock her out with it, that's fine. Just get her out of the way. And then that way he'll be well in front of the archer queen. So let's imagine, not knowing where these bombs are, that this defense and this defense are gone. Okay. So you got 2 different directions you'd launch your hogs from. You would either go in from this side or this side. The king is way in the back here, and the hogs are going to have to most likely take him out, so you can't worry about that too much. You just got to commit to a side and pick which one you're going to do. Now you know there could be super bombs in these spots because you can see the open spots for it. You know for sure there's no super bombs in this general area here. So this X-bow being set to ground, unfortunately, is going to be picked up on the golem and king way over here. That renders it useless. So you might decide that this side right here is where your hogs are going to come in from. Now you got a super bomb spot here, here, here. You already know those are there, so you can plan ahead to watch for them and have your heals ready. Now if it is here, which it is, you know it's not a double. There's not enough room for it. Could be a double next to this archer tower, but again, you know, things like that you can't always predict on your first attack, so you just have to see how it goes. And with this particular base, though, that he's designed, the closest thing to a double bomb we have is going to be way over here in this corner. And if the kill squad has knocked out this archer tower, the hogs on the back end are going to be coming around, taking out these structures towards the end of the attack, whatever the kill squad doesn't get to begin with. If the kill squad gets this and this, then most likely you're never going to hit this bomb. They're not going to go back in there for anything unless they cross through trying to clean up some of these structures on the edge, which most likely this and this and this are going to be gone. So your hogs are never going to have a reason to even go after this bomb. But you never know how things are going to work out in path. But the whole thing with double bombs is imagining how am I going to force these hogs to hit this double bomb? Because if they do, it doesn't matter how many heal spells you have, it's going to kill your group of hogs. So when you imagine the way hogs path, if you launched from this side of the base, which would be my pick, they're going to come around. They're going to go for the king, go past all this, get through these Teslas, and then eventually they're going to end up on this side of the base. So let's say this archer tower wasn't here, and this wizard tower was moved back a tad. Adjusted the cannon right here, a little to the right. Well, if you put a double bomb there, where the archer tower is, there's a pretty good chance that the hogs are going to pass through there because they're going to be heading in that direction. So it's just something to think about. Pay attention to how the hogs are going to move through the base, and we'll watch and see how Ellery's mom 3-starred Shove here. She's got the Goho army. She didn't even bother to pull the clan castle. She's just bum rushing the base. She's popping the walls here. Got one of the bombs, so I know she was happy about that. Now you see she's, we'll pause for a second. This whole line is cleared of all of these structures now, so you know your hogs aren't going back there for anything. So if there was a bomb in this corner here, it's moot at that point. It's not going to be useful anymore. So the clan castle's coming out, but the way she attacked the base is a good lure for the queen. You can see she's responding and going after these golems now. So the king's down, a second bomb has been targeted, queen's down, and now here come the hogs. She's working this side of the base, the kill squad's still up there doing its job. Now she's getting ready to come up and pass through what would have been a bomb here and a bomb here. So let's see how the hogs react to the passing of that bomb. She's got one heal spell left. Alright, the first one's triggered. The second one's triggered. So it actually worked out okay. It did trigger pretty close to timing, but the hogs had split up at that point, and it didn't effectively get enough of them. So the interior, the core is already gone from the kill squad, and now the hogs are working the outside of the base. So that's going to be the 3-star for them. So we'll just go back to the war map here. Take a look. Looks like we're doing some war attacks right now. Quan just got him a 3-star. But we'll look at that later on. Right now we're just going to focus on this last war where we had this 9-point loss. So let's take into account that a lot of our bases have got 3-stars. Are we going back and making adjustments to try to defend against some of these 3-stars, or are we just leaving the same base in place because we don't have time to make an edit? Let's check out Peach's base. I know what it looked like 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure what it looks like here. Let's take a look. Okay, we're going to pause it. This is the exact same base that has been 3-starred multiple times in wars. This is not what you do with your storages. It's just not. You make yourself even susceptible to a dragon attack at the Town Hall 8 level because your storages tank your air defenses. And they're just all up here on this wall. Some of your biggest hit point buildings that stop offense are just sitting out here to the edge. So let's see how Ellybug here approaches Peach. She's going to be using a mixed army, actually. She's got the 2 golems, 4 Valkyries, 16 wizards, and 10 balloons. And I saw this clan live do a couple of these attacks, and what they did is they took out the core of the base and the interior, and then while the kill squad was still centralized in the base, she started picking off the exterior parts of the base with balloons. So let's see how she does it. Alright, she opened up the entire center of the base there. And now she's gained herself access to move straight up the middle. So the clan castles down, ton of wizards, and this one's actually a little unfair because this is the Town Hall 9 attacking him. But they're moving straight up the middle. He's got an archer queen moving with him. But the principle, if I remember correctly, of what happened with this attack is the same. Once this third air defense goes down, and she's even using level 5 balloons, all these defenses are distracted, every single one of them. They're hitting those golems in the core. And these balloons just are creeping up from behind and knocking stuff off. And look at the last thing to go over here. Your most impressive hit point buildings that slow down offense are untouched, sitting on the edge over here, not even doing their job. So that's going to be pretty much the end of the attack. Now, one thing that could have bit her, unfortunately, she kind of left these corners unchecked, but the time wasn't a factor for her at all. She managed to tear through this stuff on the back end and go ahead and go after the corners, no problem. But again, that was a little unfair because that was a Town Hall 9 versus an 8. But the whole point of it is making war base adjustments. Don't keep using the same base if it doesn't make sense. If people tell you it doesn't make sense, pay attention and change your base. Now let's go over to the offensive side of the map and look at some of these bases we were unable to 3-star. We had two Town Hall 10s. One of them who's got some pretty good style troops here. You know, he doesn't have very high heroes, but he's got the hogs, he's got the golems. He has all the possibilities to go in and produce some really good attacks on some Town Hall 9s. You can see his second attack here against number 3 didn't even pick up a star. So this was just a bad war for us. And some of it comes down to the base designs we were facing. But let's take a look at Ninja Turtle versus Bring Back Buck. So here's what we got with Ninja Turtle. He's got himself Govaho, basically. He's got the Golem, the Valkyrie, some wizards to help with the clan castle troops. Pretty good spell assortment for taking on a Town Hall 9. You got your jump spell for your kill squad and your heals for your hogs. So let's see how the approach is. Okay, we're going to stop right here. The queen is over here. Your kill squad just launched on the other side of the base. Now, will she draw over here? Yeah, she probably will. So let's see what happens. But as close as you can get to a direct approach on the queen is usually better, because you know for a fact there's no way your attack can work if that queen survives. I did this recently, and I felt pretty bad about it. I'm not sure. It looks like that spell is going to be on the inside of the wall. Let's see. But yeah, that's a pain in the ass mistake to make. I'm not sure though. They might be able to get through there. That's a no. They got hung up behind the wall. Now luckily all those Valkyries just went over there and murdered the queen. Clan castle's down. So actually things aren't going too bad. That jump spell until they got into the other chamber though kind of hurt them a little bit. But they got good access now to move around inside there. They're triggering some stuff, so it's looking good. Ooh, there's that dreaded double bomb. So you can see he had a double bomb on this side of the base, and over here they only triggered one. It's probably just because the way they passed through there, they didn't trigger the other one. But, you know, it wasn't a bad attack. It just didn't work out for him. And I've done the exact same thing, dropping your heal spell an inch shy of where you need it to be, and that's just a bad feeling, you know, when you see that your troop is stuck up against the wall and you had the spell to get him over. But when we talk about cleaning up these bases, just real briefly, What I'm not seeing is different styles of attacks. There's two basic kinds of attacks for Town Hall 9s to use to 3-star other Town Hall 9s. There's some form of Hog Rider attack, and then there's some form of Lava Loon attack. And it seems like we're really hesitant to break out the Lava Loon attacks. And when I was watching this war, I felt like some of these bases were more susceptible to that style of attack because they were really focused on defending the ground attacks. So let's take a look at the same base again, just from the perspective of scouting it out. You know, we saw somebody attack it. We know it's got double bombs. What else has he got going on in here? All right, we got Expo. Now those, I'm not positive. The range on that looks a little small, so I think those are definitely set to air and ground. But there's different ways to approach that. It's not like an Expo is going to ruin a attack for somebody using Go Lava Loon. It can be quite the opposite sometimes because your Lava Hounds are tanks. They can withstand an Expo. What can't withstand the Expo is the Lava Pups. Once they explode, they've got to have stuff in front of them to keep those Expos from getting a hold of them. So let's look at the, let's think about it as a Go-Va-Ho kind of attack. Kill squad mixed with Lava Hounds, Golems, things of that nature. Well, you got 4 air defenses here. You got a clan castle that is difficult to trigger. So if you were going to use some kind of Lava Hound attack, you would definitely have to find a way to kill squad your way into the base. And the most obvious thing I see here is you got a queen next to an air defense. When you see something like that, you say, hey, this could possibly work out for Go Lava Loon, because if my kill squad gets the queen, the air defense, and takes out the clan castle troops at the same time, then my Lava Hounds and Balloons are only going to have to contend with 2 of the air defenses, or 3 of the air defenses. So let's say you used 1 jump spell to get your kill squad in here to take out the queen, the clan castle, and this air defense. And that's going to be both heroes. You're going to have your golems, your wizards, maybe some Valkyries, whatever. It's going to vary from attack to attack, because you're going to definitely have to have some weight in your air if you're going to be able to come through and 3-star the base. You got these 2 little guys right here blowing in opposite directions. If your kill squad's moving in towards this queen here, what you could do is consider possibly launching your attack at this first air defense here, because you won't even have to mess with the sweepers, and in fact, your Lava Hound is going to protect everything pretty good, because it's going to work similar to a hog attack at that point. Those balloons and Lava Hounds are going to start doing that clockwise rotation of the base going after air defenses. But who says you have to take on all 3, right? If you start your attack from this side of the base, then obviously this air defense here is going to be pretty approachable as well, because look where these guys are facing, this way and this way. You're going to get this one from the bottom, you're going to get this one from the top, and have your entire Lava Hound and Balloon army meet around the town hall, which means that's where your pups are going to explode. And this air defense here, don't even mess with it. 1 quake, 2 lightnings. So you've got a kill squad taking out this guy here. You've got your earthquake and lightnings taking out this guy here, leaving you a couple rages and your Lava Hound army to go after 2 air defenses and basically 1/2 the base, and then get over to this other side and take out these little guys. Which, if this air defense is gone, shouldn't be a huge problem, right? And once all those lava pups are floating around the base, they're pretty fast. They're going to be able to take out those little exterior structures in most cases. But that's just the thing. Realizing that there's not one way to do anything, and thinking outside the box as far as how to approach bases. So if I saw double bombs in this base, and I had Lava Hounds, Balloons, I would consider that kind of attack, because it's an alternative, and I think it can work. Whereas if I pulled, I know where the bomb locations are now. If I pulled myself another Go-Ho attack here, you know, I'm going to basically have to take a real similar approach to what Ninja did. I'm going to have to kill this queen, I'm going to have to kill this clan castle, and I'm going to probably knock out the 2 bombs right here. But What I'm not going to be able to guarantee one way or another is whether or not my hogs are going to hit the double bombs in this chamber. There's no way to know if I'm going to or not, but the way they path, it's very likely they could just go around it. You just don't know. Like when your cogs come up here and are knocking out this stuff, they're probably going to split right here, which means half your group's going to go after that, half are going to go after that. So once this Expo goes down, Expo has more hit points than Archer Tower. So Archer Tower is going to go down, which means your hogs could possibly halfway path to this after that. Maybe they'll split between this and this. So if only 5 out of 10 hogs go after this air defense, well, that right there saves your attack because they're going to trigger that double bomb while the rest of your hogs are still up here dealing with these things. You can't know for sure how they're going to path. So sometimes you take a chance with the knowledge you have and the troops you have, and you just go after it. You know, it's either going to work or it's not. That's a 3-star strategy. There's no guarantees. Anytime we face a clan like these guys who are called the Healthy Centers, and they have a lot of good 3-star attacks, it's not that they're all that good at the game. They're just going after things that they know have a very high probability of working. And that's all there is to it. You know, it's either going to work or it's not. But just knowing what you're doing and how you want it to work is what makes those attacks become more successful. Because we've seen some troop combinations and different things that just don't make sense sometimes. And you can build a really good base. Saunders' base right here looks like a good anti-3 base. It's got the queen in the middle, not next to an air defense. Hopefully the super bombs aren't directly in front of the queen. But still, you never know how it's going to turn out. So sometimes you just got to go for it and have the confidence that you can do it. Whether it happens or not is something else altogether. But you just got to go in there with the confidence knowing that you have a plan and your plan's going to work. Now see right there, you have your double bomb in front of your queen. So that's, you know they're going to go after the queen. You have to go after the queen. So never put your double bombs in that path, because then when the hogs come around on this back end or low end, the double bomb's already gone. You might have one more left over there, but you've decreased your chances of defending that attack because now one of your sets of double bombs is gone. So it's just lots of little stuff, and we're all working together to get better, and it's fun. I think everybody is getting better at certain things, and other people are paying a little less attention, but we're going to keep working together and get to the point where everybody's on the same page. So when we go into these wars, we're not going to try go wipes. We're not going to try dragon attacks. If we have the strength to go after these guys' throats and just take them out, we're going to do it. And it's either going to work or it's not. But we're going to finish up this war here. We've got a healthy lead. I don't see any reason in the world why we could possibly lose this war. So after this one, we're going to do one more. We got until, let's see here. Oh, wrong one. We've got until April 14th for the Double Clan XP. So that's basically just one more war we're going to get in before that event's over. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to take a little break and talk about some base structures, some different things that we need to do to prevent some of these 3 stars. Because it's not all about offense. It's as much about defense as it is about offense. That if only half the clan are taking the time to adjust the bases, then we're opening ourselves up to more defeats. And we want more wins. And we're going to get more wins because we're going to keep working together to get there.